Someone told me, a senior who's obviously now gone, when I was a freshman, said to me, the people who are your friends at night are not your friends in the daytime.
And I remember just feeling like this wasn't the place for me. And I couldn't find anyone else who I thought was having similar experiences.
The culture is really different here. There's a lot of affluent people here, and I'm not used to being around that. At first, I kind of felt uncomfortable, as if like people could see my differences just more than my skin color, like see the fact that I'm not as wealthy or I don't know about certain designers or stuff like that.
I didn't even want to go to the bathroom. I just wanted to stay in my dorm because I didn't want to feel so different. My family didn't really have all the money that I felt like everyone else had on campus, and I just felt really out of place. Especially having to work and not being able to always take part in all the activities that were going on, not being able to, I really wasn't interested in becoming Greek, which was a big deal on campus, and that happened pretty early on my freshman year, so I felt just like I didn't fit in.
So when I came in as a freshman, I think that was the one time where I had one of those I want to leave type of moments. I was living in a residence hall. It was very small, and I just felt that it was so hard to really get out there and meet people who were really interested in meeting you for the person that you were and not for the activities that you were involved in or not for the color of your skin.
I met a lot of people who thought I was interesting and pretty and cool, and they wanted to hang out with me some more. I tried to approach them the next day at school, and they pretended they were on the phone, they were texting someone, they had to go away. So it was really embarrassing, one of those learning things.
I remember thinking almost daily, actually me and my roommate, who was my best friend, that we wanted to transfer out. I didn't make a whole lot of friends my first year, but the difficulty with me wanting to transfer out is that I couldn't tell my parents that I would do that. They wouldn't understand that. I just couldn't let them down like that. And so it was almost like I resigned myself to stay here.
It's just people's grasp of like the world is just so completely different. Like they think that everything is just all hunky dory, and it's really not. Sometimes like I don't know how to describe it. Like sometimes some people will say something, but I can't. I try to kind of refrain myself from saying something and just really listen to what they have to say and understand that we come from different places, and that's just, they've never been exposed to some of the things that I've been exposed to, and I've never been exposed to some of the things that they've been exposed to.
I would always say, well, my classes are great. I can just go to class and, deal with everything else. But I was very, very unhappy. And it wasn't, I believe, probably till the second semester of my sophomore year that I started to find my place on campus. I became part of the Latin American Student Association back then.
I've had positive experiences and I've had negative experiences. The more positive experiences are when people acknowledge that, they may not be familiar with my cultural background, and they'll ask questions, trying to gauge my sense of comfort of Rollins, even, why I do the certain things I do. More often than not, though, those experiences are negative. A lot of assuming and finger pointing. I've had roommates assume that, I would steal their money or things like that. So that hasn't been too fun.
That's when I started to find out that my experience wasn't just my experience. Actually, there were a lot of other students who were having similar experiences as I had. It was a relief to know that there were other students out there who, it was sad because we were finding out that we all wanted to transfer out and we were all choosing to stay, but we were really, really unhappy, and finding each other was just one of the best experiences that we had.
I would have to say it was Majbeen. She's been amazing. She's really made me actually stay at this campus because I really contemplated like leaving because I really wasn't feeling comfortable. But Majabin reached out to me. She invited me to all the OMA events, and she took me on a retreat. And at the retreat is where I decided that this is where I want to be because the people here are amazing.
So it really did take a while for me to have to sit down with myself and say, this is where you want to be, so let's figure out how to make it work. And I think that's what's kept me here for the last 3 years and where I'm going to graduate from, just because I really know that I'm going to be here and I'm going to do whatever it takes. So it was that attitude that kept me focused and kept me going. And because of that, I really learned to navigate the system that is Rollins College, to really get out there and meet people, how to network, what angles it was that you needed to pinpoint people to, really get in and talk to them. So for me, that's been my biggest thing. And working with the Office of Multicultural Affairs has been instrumental in really teaching you how it is that you go about doing those things.